As of recording this video, I'm only about 2 worlds into Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and surprising absolutely no one, yeah, it's really good. This has been a really busy last few days for me, so I've had to fight for chances to pick the game up, and every time I do, it feels like I'm rewarded by seeing something I've never experienced in a Mario game before. I'm sure it's redundant to say at this point, with the plethora of reviews and first impressions online echoing this sentiment, but man, every level packs such a creative punch that it's hard not to gush about it. Every time I walk over to a new level on the world map, I'm filled with such childlike excitement, waiting to see what whimsy awaits me in my next adventure. But like I said, my opinion's hardly original. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is amazing, real shocker. I'm sure there are more comprehensive analyses on why that is that you can find right now. Instead, I'd like to take a step back and look at the Mario series as a whole, because Super Mario Bros. Wonder isn't just a spectacular game, it's the first step in an exciting new direction for this beloved franchise. Contrary to popular belief, or, at least like Twitter belief, I don't think Mario has ever lost his creativity. People rag on New Super Mario Bros. A lot for being a formulaic and lacking innovation, and a lot of those criticisms are justified, but Mario is such an enormous franchise that even when one portion of the series takes a dip in creativity, it can usually be found elsewhere. For instance, 2015 is often seen as a horrible year for the franchise. Mario Party 10, Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars, and Mario Tennis Ultra Smash certainly left a lot to be desired in terms of inventiveness for their respective subseries. But that year also brought us Super Mario Maker, one of the biggest Mario innovations in the past decade. Point being, I don't think Mario's ever been exclusively bad or forgotten or whatever else. However, that isn't to say that low or underwhelming points haven't existed for the plumber. Now listen, I would never dare say that the Switch era was bad for Mario. They gave me Super Mario Odyssey, one of my favorite games of all time, you won't catch me complaining. And other major steps forward like Mario Maker 2 and Bowser's Fury meant that Nintendo's headlining franchise was still packing a punch on their most successful system. But that doesn't mean there weren't a few missteps here and there. Mario sports games were struggling to find their footing, often resulting in less than spectacular outings on the Switch. Paper Mario was improving from its previous efforts, but was still largely divisive, and, alongside the death of Mario and Luigi, left a hole in the Mario RPG saga that the tactical Mario and Rabbids games couldn't quite fill. And of course, most pressingly, 2D Mario was nowhere to be found, solely existing in the form of an underwhelming port from the Wii U's starting lineup. Having these pillars of Mario range from mediocre to missing in action left a lot of fans feeling bitter about the state of things. Creativity and boundless potential was found, but only in certain corners of the franchise, while other portions seemed to fall flat. Up until a few months ago, I would commonly see people begging, pleading for Odyssey-level innovation to be applied to the rest of Mario's lineup, for us to be overloaded with new characters, worlds, and ideas, for our minds to be blown by every release instead of what Nintendo deemed as the important ones. A future where Mario was once again the king of creativity in gaming. Well, we're here. It might have taken a while, but we're here. The post-movie era, as I've been referring to it, is upon us, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder is only a glimpse of what that entails. Princess Peach Showtime. What an exciting announcement this was. In a world where Luigi's Mansion can sell 13 million units, why not give Peach another shot at the spotlight? Giving Peach her first starring role after almost 2 decades would already be a major sign of deviating from the norms the franchise has developed, but it's the content of the game that really sells it. This isn't just a 2D platformer where Peach goes through grass and desert and maybe even ice. No, it's an entirely original, uniquely themed adventure with all sorts of new outfits and mini-games, really emphasizing that yes, this is something new. It's the type of energy we've dreamt of being injected into lower priority Mario outings. Super Mario RPG and The Thousand Year Door are basically opposite releases to Princess Peach Showtime. Instead of giving us a completely original title to sink our teeth into, these are remakes of beloved classics. But honestly, I think these say just as much, if not more, than Showtime does. These games are basically the epitome of the things Mario RPG fans have been clamoring for almost a decade at this point. Engaging stories, memorable characters, unique environments. By bringing them back, Nintendo has shown that the Mario series is once again open to these sorts of creative deviations. It can be extremely beneficial for a series that's grown divisive to revisit games past in order to rediscover the core that fans have been missing. Just look at Mario Party Superstars. Not a perfect game, a little light on the content, but the most beloved Mario Party of recent memory, all while solely being a collection of boards and minigames from the series past. It feels like Nintendo is looking at each element that's been missing from Mario's recent successes and taking the proper steps to bring all of them back into the spotlight, with a level of inventiveness and polish that'll ensure we'll never see that kind of dip in quality again. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is already a game I adore, but I'm sure that 5-10 years from now, I'll love it even more for what it represents, being the game that sparked a whole new, fresh era for Mario. And I've gotta admit something. You know Super Mario Odyssey 2? Hypothetical sequel to my favorite Mario platformer, a game that I've requested over and over and over again in the Switch era? I don't need it. I don't know if I want it anymore. That isn't to say that I wouldn't be an uncontrollable ball of hype and screaming if it did get revealed, but at this point, with the future of Mario seeming so varied and exciting, I think I want to see what new concept they cook up. Because if they can get this innovative with 2D Mario, just imagine what the next 3D adventure is gonna look like. Well, I'd love to continue gushing about how good it is to be a Mario fan right now, but I've got important matters to attend to, like playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder, writing about Super Mario Bros. Wonder, eventually beating Super Mario Bros. Wonder, so I'll cut things off for now. But as always, I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think Mario's future is bright, or is this just a momentary blip of joy before we get a little mediocrity to balance it out? And of course, how are you enjoying Mario Wonder? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you later.